What if the number your mortgage calculator gave you was a lie? Not off by a little, off by a third. You typed in your salary. It spit out a house price, and it forgot half the payment. Here's the trick. On a $100,000 income, the friendly calculator says you can afford a house around $462,000. Sounds generous, feels like permission. It isn't, because that number only counts your loan, the part the bank lends. It quietly skips the taxes, the insurance, and the fee that protects the bank from you. Add those back and the house shrinks. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is blunt about it. Your real home payment isn't just loan and interest. It's loan interest, property taxes, and homeowner's insurance bundled into one monthly number. So today we walk the salaries. 40,000, 70, 100, 200. The honest house at each one. And I'm dropping these daily right now. Subscribe and tomorrow's math finds you. Start with the surface story, because that's the one the calculator sells. Type a salary into any free affordability tool online, and it runs one simple rule of thumb. Keep your housing payment under 28% of what you earn before taxes. That 28% rule is real and it's federal. The CFPB Home Loan Toolkit spells it out. Your total monthly home payment should stay at or under 28 cents of every pre-tax dollar on 80,000 income. That's roughly $1,900 a month. Here's where the surface story goes wrong. Most calculators take that $1,900 a month and pour all of it into loan and interest. All of it, as if taxes and insurance simply didn't exist. And on screen, that buys you a much bigger house. But that's not how your actual bill arrives. The lender doesn't just collect loan and interest. They collect property taxes and insurance too. And they hold that money in an escrow account, paying those bills for you, baked right into the same monthly check. The Census Bureau backs this up in plain language. It classifies what it calls selected monthly owner costs, and that bucket isn't only the mortgage. It's mortgage, plus real estate taxes, plus insurance, plus utilities. Owning a home is a stack, not a single line. So picture two budgets sitting at the same $1,900 a month. The surface budget spends all $1,900 on loan and interest. The real budget has to fit loan, interest, taxes, and insurance inside that same $1,900. One of them buys a noticeably smaller house, and it's the real budget that's actually yours. The taxes are coming, whether the calculator mentions them or not. The insurance is coming. The lender requires it. So the honest house is the one where everything fits under 28%, not just the part the calculator likes to show you. Let me put a federal anchor on the live numbers before we walk, because everything downstream rides on three of them. Today's 30-year fixed mortgage rate sits at 6.48%. That's Freddie Mac's weekly survey, pulled fresh through the Federal Reserve's database. Don't take my word for any of this. Open the Fred link under the video, Mortgage 30 US, and you're running the exact same query I ran. The median sale price is in there too, straight from the Census Bureau. Same data, no middleman. Now, the honest walk. $40,000 a year. That's the salary the surface calculator is most generous with, because $40,000 feels small and the algorithm wants to feel kind. 28% of $40,000 is about $930 a month for the whole home payment. Out of that $930, taxes and insurance take their cut first, before a dollar reaches the loan. Property tax alone runs from 0.3% of the home's value in Alabama to 2.4% in New Jersey. That's tax foundation data, landing in your escrow every month. So after carving out taxes and insurance, the honest house on 40,000 income lands somewhere around 139 to 148,000. The naive calculator, ignoring all of that, will happily wave you toward a house near 185. That gap is the lie in dollars. And notice what's already happening. You did nothing wrong. You typed honest numbers into an honest-looking tool. It just answered a different question than the one you were asking. You asked, "What can I afford?" It answered, "What's the biggest loan we can attach to your name?" Step up, $50,000 a year, 28% gives you about $1,160 a month for everything. Same machinery, taxes and insurance skim off the top, the loan gets what's left, and the honest house lands around $173,000 to $185,000. If you carry less than 20% for a down payment, and most people at $50,000 do, the bank tax on one more cost. Private mortgage insurance, the CFPB is exact about it. Below 20% down on a conventional loan, you are required to buy it. And here's the part that should make your jaw tighten. That insurance you're forced to pay, it doesn't protect you. The CFPB says it straight, PMI protects the lender, not you. If you fall behind, it pays the bank, and you can still lose the home to foreclosure anyway. Freddie Mac puts a price on it, typically $30 to $70 a month for every $100,000 you borrow. So on a modest loan, that's another $40, $50 a month gone, buying down the bank's risk on a house that's supposed to be yours. It vanishes once you cross 20% equity. I spent 3 hours pulling these numbers before I said a word on camera. Fred, the Census Bureau, the CFPB Home Loan Toolkit, the Freddie Mac price sheet, every one is timestamped in the description. Tap a timestamp if any of it sounds too clean. I'd rather you check the source than take my word. $70,000 a year now, we're near the middle of America. 28% is $1,630 a month for the full home payment. Run the same stack, loan, interest, taxes, insurance, and probably PMI, and the honest house lands around $243,000 to $259,000. And the surface calculator on that same $70,000 is dangling a house north of $320,000 in front of you. That's a $60,000, $70,000 fantasy gap. Not because you're poor, because the tool quietly dropped the taxes and the insurance off the bill. It showed you, here's the surface story versus the real story in one breath. The surface story says a house is just a loan, and a loan is just your income times a friendly multiple. The real story has taxes baked in, insurance baked in, a bank protection fee on top, and it always comes out smaller. There's one more line item that ambushes about a quarter of buyers. Homeowners Association fees. The Census Bureau tracked it in 2024. Roughly 22 million households pay one, and the median is $135 a month. $120 for those still carrying a mortgage. $135 a month sounds small until you remember it. Lives inside that same 28% ceiling. Every dollar of HOA is a dollar that can't go toward the house itself, if your neighborhood has one. The honest house shrinks again, and 3 million households pay over $500. So far, the pattern is brutal and simple. Every real cost the calculator skipped. Taxes, insurance, the bank protection fee, the association dues get stuffed under the same income ceiling. And every dollar they take is a dollar the loan doesn't get, which means a smaller, honest house at every single salary. $100,000 a year, top of the calculator's generosity. 28% is $2,330 a month for the whole payment. Fit the entire stack inside it, and the honest house lands around $347,000, not the $462. The tool promised in the first 30 seconds. Quick pause. What's the number you've been afraid to type into one of these calculators? Your salary? Your zip code? The house you keep refreshing at night? Drop it below. The most upvoted one becomes tomorrow's video. And subscribe, because I'm running these daily right now, and yours might be next. Back to the $100,000 earner, because the gap there is the whole point. $115,000 of imaginary house, the difference between what the calculator waved at you and what actually fits your life. House-poor families are built in exactly that gap. They bought the calculator's number, not the honest one. And it scales up just as cleanly, so let's keep climbing. The math doesn't get kinder at higher incomes, it gets bigger. The same 1/3 haircut applies to bigger numbers, so the dollar gap between fantasy and honest grows right alongside your paycheck. Earn more, and the calculator's lie costs you more. $150,000 a year. 28% is $3,500 a month for the home payment. Stack it all inside, loan, interest, taxes, insurance, and the honest house lands around $520,000 to $555,000. Comfortable. But still a third under whatever the calculator just teased. $200,000 a year, $4,600 a month under the ceiling. Honest house, roughly $694,000 to $740,000. Notice the taxes bite harder here, because property tax is a percentage of the home's value. Bigger house, bigger slice that never touches your loan. $300,000 a year. Now the ceiling is about $7,000 a month. The honest house runs between 1.04 and 1.11 million, and even up here in the comfortable seats, the calculator still lies by the same 1/3. It just has more zeros to hide behind. That's the whole tier walk. And here's the spine of it. At every salary, 40, 70, 100, 300, the honest house is about a third smaller than the one the calculator showed you. Not because you earn too little, because the calculator showed you half the payment and called it the whole thing. Let me anchor this where most people actually live. The median household income in America is $80,734. That's the Census Bureau's latest 5-year survey, not a guess. So the typical family's honest house lands somewhere around $280,000 to $300,000. Now hold that next to reality. The median price of a home actually selling right now is $403,200. Census and HUD data, pulled through Fred, first quarter of 2026. The typical honest budget is $300,000. The typical house costs $400,000. That's a $100,000 gap sitting between the median family and the median house. And here's what matters about it. It's not your gap, It's everyone's gap. You're not behind, you're standing exactly where the median income meets the median price, and the two simply don't touch right now. Now, the question every comment section asks, is 28% even a real rule, or just a number somebody made up? Honest answer, and it's our whole edge here. It's not a law. The CFPB calls it a rule of thumb, and the federal sources don't even agree on the number. Freddie Mac, one of the two giants behind nearly every mortgage in the country, suggests 30% for housing and up to 45% for all your debt combined. Fannie Mae, the other giant, sets no 28% housing cap at all. They watch total debt and allow it up to 50%. So why use the strict 28 if the official numbers run looser? Because 28 is the line that keeps the house from eating you. Push to 40, 50%, and the bank happily approves it. They only care that you won't default. Whether you can still live is your problem, not theirs. If this number broke something in you tonight, there's a companion to it, a video where I run the same engine from the other side on the family that already overbought and is clawing their way back under the ceiling. Same math, opposite direction. Links in the description. This is the difference between the bank's math and your math. The bank's math stops the second the calculator says you won't default. Your math starts one question later. Can I still take a vacation, fix the car, lose a job for 2 months and keep the house? The calculator never asks that one. That's why the honest ceiling matters more than the legal one. The legal ceiling is where the loan stops being safe for the bank. The honest ceiling is where the house stops running your life, where you can still breathe, save, survive a bad month, borrow up to the first, live under the second.
Behavioral economists have a clean name for why the calculator's big number feels so right. It's called anchoring. The first number you see becomes the gravity well everything orbits. The calculator shows 462 and 340 suddenly feels like a downgrade, not the truth.
So here's the practical move. The one thing to do tonight. Before you ever open a listing, build the honest ceiling yourself. Take your salary, multiply by 0.28, divide by 12. That's your real monthly home payment, taxes and insurance included, not on top. Then assume taxes, insurance, and that bank protection fee will eat somewhere between 1/5 and 1/4 of that monthly number before the loan ever sees it. What's left is what actually buys the house. Do that, and the calculator can never anchor you again because you walked in already knowing the honest number. And get to 20% down if you possibly can, not for pride, but for the math. The day you cross it, the PMI disappears, and that $40, $50, sometimes $100 a month stops protecting the bank and starts staying in your pocket. The CFPB confirms it just falls off. Run the honest stack in order every time. Loan and interest first, then property tax for your state 0.3% to 2.4 depending where you stand, then insurance $1,500 a year and climbing, then PMI if you're under 20 down, then HOA if any. That's the whole defense, and it fits on one breath. The calculator's job is to attach the biggest possible loan to your name. Your job is to fit a life under 28% of your income. Those are two different jobs, and only one of them is looking out for you. Let me bring it all the way home, because this is the part that actually changes what you do tomorrow. 3 numbers to take with you. If you remember nothing else from the next decade of house hunting, write them on something. They're the whole game, and they fit on the back of a receipt. 1. The honest house is about 1/3 smaller than the calculator's house, at 40,000, at 100, at 300. The same 1/3 haircut every time, because the calculator shows loan and interest and hides the taxes and the insurance. 2. The median family earns 80,000 and can honestly afford around 300,000 of house, while the median house actually sells for 403. The 100,000 gap is everyone's, not yours. You are not behind. The formula you were handed was simply somebody else's. 3. 28% isn't a law. It's the line that keeps the house from owning you. Freddie says 30. Fannie watches total debt up to 50. The bank will approve far more. The number that protects you is the conservative one, and you get to choose it. If this helped, like it, so the next person who's been gaslit by a calculator finds it too. Comment the salary you want me to run next, and subscribe. I'm dropping these daily right now, and tomorrow's math lands the moment you wake up. So no, you're not broke and you're not behind. You were handed a tool that showed you half the payment and called it the whole house, and then you were told the leftover gap was a personal failure. It wasn't. It was a missing line item, and now you can see it. The calculator was never broken. It was answering the bank's question, not yours. The honest number is always smaller than the advertised one, and the day you start with the honest number, the house stops being a trap and starts being a roof you can actually keep. A house is the only thing we let a stranger price for us, Then call it our dream. Price it yourself from the honest number up. Taxes in, insurance in, eyes open. Math doesn't negotiate. Don't try.